I just wanted to check where are we with the issue of correctional service. I'm asking this, Chair, because this last week in Davidton, there were 3 bosses taxi bosses that were shot and killed, and a student who was passing by was killed. And it is found that one of the shooters was also killed in that scene. But apparently there's evidence that the orchestrator of those murders is in prison, just like in Lusigisi. So I just wanted to check here if we may not at the point of correctional services. And maybe also, Chair, look at an option of asking for more time or an extension for the Ad Hoc committee in such a light of this matters. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I think that we think that correctional services was part of the scope of the terms of reference of this ad hoc committee, as was the magistry, the judiciary, and all organs of law enforcement. The problem that we sometimes encounter, though, with the MKP is MKP not following your directive, Chair, where you would have said if there is a certain judge, magistrate, or even correctional services official that they would want to be called to the committee, they need to come to the committee and motivate. That is how we understand the matter having been handled in the past. So while we note and really condemn the actions of last week, we would ask that MKP comes and motivates and gives us names. But in the same breath, Chairperson, in successive meetings, we have been taking a decision that says we have done this list, the list is closed, our deadline is the 20th of February. Now, I know you are yet to present the program. I don't know whether that deadline is now a moving target, but we seriously caution against having an open-ended process when we've already missed the 2 or 3 previous deadlines. And unless there's extreme justification on some of these matters, the ANC would not want to be supporting an open-ended process. So to answer your question directly, Chair, we would wait until we get the motivation and the identification of witnesses. But we do think that barring the names that we had said last week, they must be assessed. We should not be getting any new witnesses. Thank you very much, Chairperson.
I just want to support what Honorable Shongwe suggested. One, the correctional service issue and the issue of the extension, that we will request the extension, and I guess Honorable Malema as well supported that.
We are not discussing the extension now.
But Chairly, listen.
If you
Honorable Sangoni.
If you may listen a moment, Honorable Scotland. The item that Honorable Malema raised, the chair clarified it that it is incorporated in item 1 of the agenda. And then the item that is being circulated for input by members is the one that Honorable Shongwe has suggested. You can go ahead.
I heard that, but Honorable Sangoni was saying that we cannot have something which we don't know when it's going to end. Hence, I'm saying, I'm raising that now to say, besides the correctional service issue, the issue of extension, you are going to ask for it. But as you say, we'll discuss it later. But I'm saying I've uttered those words because of the Honorable mentioned that now to say, we can't open for witnesses, which that trigger the issue of extension. But anyway, it's fine. Thank you.
The DA.
And Chair, if we keep extending the list of witnesses and we keep submitting questions to various departments, then we make it impossible for the administration of this committee to produce a report. So I don't know how we see an end in sight if we continue with extensions and more people. it's very difficult. So we're not really in favor of an extension or unless there's a really good motivation. It's not something we can say no to. Thank you, Chair.
I really want to plead with the comrades in the MKP that we shouldn't generalize. It becomes like we don't want to support the proposals that are going to be helpful. But if really there's nothing presented before us to say, we need this and this and this one, because of the following. This one is implicated that he releases the prisoners at night, uses correctional service cars to go and kill people, and then bring them back into the cells, and they cannot be suspects because they've got alibis that they were inside the cells, something like that. But to just say people were killed there and therefore we need to call correctional service, it gives us a difficulty there. But we are very sympathetic to what happened, and we really want to send our sympathies to the families who were affected by that barbaric act that happened. But to call, just to say correctional service, it makes it very, very difficult. It's the same thing as the judiciary. If we get a specific judge, a motivation is given, we will not have a problem supporting that because it is in the terms of reference. The same thing with prosecutors. Specific prosecutor, if mentioned and motivated properly, we can call that person and listen to that person. But for now, it becomes difficult to just say we support calling of correctional service based on what. So the other issue, I think, Chair, you dealt with it. Thanks.
Thank you.
In fact, I'm blaming the Secretariat. I'm clear on that one. That they overlook other issues before them. Before them, they are with them. Before them, so they can't blame members to say we are not giving support or a document or submission of why others like the Vuma and the other there was submission like that, but others have been ignored. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, I'm largely covered by the two speakers. Maybe on record, I'll just say, for the sake of about Paul Sullivan, Chair, I'll be there tomorrow. Thank you, Chair.
Chair, we are going to propose the extension of this committee for as long as there is an outstanding concrete issues that will bring us to the bottom of the capture of this criminal justice system. We're not going to be told here that we can't be postponing, open-ended. Who said once an open-ended? There's no open-ended. Our term of office ends after 5 years. It's not open-ended. It's 5 years. So whatever is going to take us to bring back the integrity of our criminal justice system, we are going to do everything in our power to make sure that we execute this responsibility without being blackmailed of a time frame and open-ended. So we are not going to be blackmailed. We support that this committee must be postponed and must be extended, and the critical people who must be called, they need to be called. There is no one who's asking for evidence or even prima facie evidence. Honorable Skosana, if you want Judge Luhodi, you put the name down and say, I want Judge Luhodi to appear because of the following issues. Why did he give? Then we debate that. We shouldn't want to mud the whole thing by creating an impression that there are people who want certain people not to appear. If Judge Luhodi must appear, we put the name Judge Luhodi and motivate. I put General Vuma. I said, we left General Vuma and he played a very critical role, and especially on PPEs. Some members will not be impressed with that, especially the PPEs. The PPEs. So we gave reasons why General Vuma must appear, and the committee agreed. There shouldn't be an impression that we are opposed to calling any judge or any prosecutor. We put a name and we say the things that we think need to be canvassed with this particular potential witness, and if that is going to help us, we'll support it without any doubt. Our terms of reference include the judiciary. Our terms of reference include the prosecuting authority. So if there are people in that space, because we have not canvassed those two spaces sufficiently, if there are people in that space who will help us to come to proper conclusion as this committee, let their names be put down, and then an engagement starts from there, and we come to a conclusion if indeed they must come or they must not come. We